Bullies tore the young teacher's shirt in the hallway. She drop-kicked their leader without warning. Before we dive into this story, comment your city or country. Let's see how far this story travels. It all started on a normal school morning. But no one knew that by the end of the day. They'd learn who they were really messing with. The bell rang, echoing through Northview High. Lockers slammed, sneakers squeaked, and laughter bounced off the walls. Amid the chaos walked Miss Parker, the new English teacher, barely 3 weeks into her job. She carried her lesson plans close, smiling through nerves and hope. She wanted to make a difference, to inspire. But something in the hallway air felt heavy. She could feel eyes on her back, whispers following wherever she went. At the far end of the hall stood a group of senior boys, loud, confident, and untouchable. Their leader, Travis Kane, was the golden boy, star quarterback, charming grin, and the principal's nephew. Everyone knew his name, and no one dared cross him. At first, the teasing seemed harmless. Whispered jokes, mocking smiles, fake compliments. Then came the photos, the subtle laughter when she turned her back. Miss Parker noticed. She saw the pattern forming but chose calm over confrontation. She believed maturity would win. She had no idea how far they were willing to go. The jokes grew bolder. Chairs scraped when she entered. Phones pointed at her like silent weapons. Every time she spoke, someone coughed or snickered. She reported it twice. The response was always the same. Boys will be boys. Her confidence began to slip. Nights turned heavy with doubt and frustration. Still, she showed up every morning, head held high. Behind the laughter, plans were forming. The boys were bored and cruel. They wanted a reaction. And when cruelty meets silence long enough, it looks for spectacle. Something told her the storm hadn't even started yet. Friday morning arrived calm and bright. Miss Parker carried her stack of essays, weaving through the crowded hallway. She didn't see the boys waiting by the lockers, pretending to joke around. One of them stepped behind her. A sharp tug, a sickening rip. Her shirt tore clean down the middle. Gasps filled the air. Phones lifted. For a second, time froze. Her heart pounded with humiliation and fury all at once. But under that shock, something old and fierce began to rise. Fear burned through her first, sharp and cold. Then came the shame, the sting of laughter, the weight of every watching eye. But underneath it, something powerful stirred. A memory of years spent in martial arts classes. The promise she once made to herself, never feel powerless again. Her breathing steadied. The noise faded. The world slowed to a heartbeat. She dropped her books. Then she moved. One swift motion, clean, controlled, unstoppable. Her leg cut through the air like lightning. The kick landed square in Travis's chest, sending him crashing into the lockers with a metallic roar. The laughter stopped. Phones froze mid-air. Gasps replaced the noise. Miss Parker stood firm, silent, her eyes locked on the boy groaning on the floor. No music, no sound, just the quiet thud of her heartbeat as she turned, picked up her jacket, and walked away. By lunchtime, the video was everywhere. Students whispered in disbelief. Phones lit up with shares and comments. Teacher drop kicks bully trended across every platform. The principal burst into her classroom furious and red-faced, demanding answers. But the truth had already begun to surface. Parents sent messages of support. Teachers backed her quietly. Then the janitor uploaded hallway footage. Months of silent harassment captured on tape. The story shifted. Miss Parker wasn't the villain anymore. She was the survivor who finally fought back. And no one could ignore that truth. The school boardroom overflowed with students, parents, and cameras. The bullies sat stiffly beside their parents, faces pale. The board reviewed every video, every report. Then a quiet freshman stood up. Not a friend, just a witness. "I saw everything," he said. "She warned them. No one listened." "What would you do if someone ripped your shirt?" The silence was heavy, absolute. Moments later, the board chair spoke. This was self-defense. No charges, no firing. In fact, they offered Miss Parker a full-time position and a round of applause that filled the room. On Monday morning, the halls were different. No laughter, no whispers, only quiet respect. Students stepped aside as Miss Parker passed, calm as ever. She started her lesson on courage, speaking softly, confidently. This time every student listened. They'd seen courage, not from a movie, but from their own teacher. No one mocked her again. Her lesson that day wasn't in the textbook. It was alive in every heart that watched her stand tall. Strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it's silent, steady, and unshakable. Miss Parker proved that dignity isn't about staying quiet. It's about standing tall when no one else will. Sometimes the best lessons aren't found in books. They're written in courage. What would you do if you were in her shoes? Comment below with your city and country. And remember, silence is not strength.